Attention, everyone.
Cheers, we can get drunk.
Hello and welcome to the second Kaijucast video transmission. And what I thought we'd do today is introduce via video, since you already heard from me in the last video, one of my co-hosts. This is Jeff Dean, in case you've never seen him on his YouTube channel, Mary Tyler Morbid.
I'm a little bit more cleaned up here.
A little bit.
Yes.
You're generally a little more cleaned up for the Kaijucast stuff.
Yeah, I have to be. It's family-oriented.
Everybody has to be a little more cleaned up. I am myself. So one of the things that I'm sure some people have heard us talk about this, but I've known you for years now. I mean, longer than doing the show.
Yes.
And the reason I even started doing the show is because you and another friend of ours, Willie, had a show called Horror Holocaust.
Yes.
And you invited me, so graciously invited me to be on your show, and it was really fun. I got to talk about Godzilla. It totally put the bug in my ear and in my brain, and I felt like I needed to do it again. So tell the listeners a little bit about you. Like, how'd you start doing Horror Holocaust? Where did Mary Tyler Morbid come from? What's your favorite Godzilla movie?
Well, let's see. It goes way back. I started doing Horror Holocaust Radio from our mutual friend Willie Greer, and it was basically a radio show that we did dedicated to horror films and horror film soundtracks, and we did that for about 6 or 7 years, and we had Kyle on a number of times, like at least 3 or 4 times. I think we had you on there.
I know
talking
there were
about
2
Godzilla
specific shows, and then I was on a couple other times because I had nothing better to do.
Yeah, well, you were a great guest to have on because you knew what you were talking about, and you had a passion for Godzilla, and I knew. I'm a big fan of Godzilla, but I didn't have quite nearly the knowledge that you had, and I know Willie wanted to learn a lot about Godzilla, so that's why we had you on, and it was great. It was a lot of fun, and but things change, and I decided to do a different show, which is Dinner and a Movie with Jeff and Drusilla, which you can probably find a link for on Kaijucast.
Yeah, definitely. Over on the right-hand side of the Kaijucast.com website.
And ever since I was a wee little lad, I've loved monsters and horror and science fiction. And Godzilla has a special place in my heart because those are some of the first monster movies I saw as a child, which I'm sure a lot of kids shared that same experience, especially of our age.
Yes.
And
young people like us.
Yes, young people like us.
Yeah.
And I love monsters, love Godzilla, and it's just a complete pleasure to be on Kaijucast.
Oh, I think everybody pretty much agrees. I haven't gotten any negative reviews about you yet.
Well, I am the guy who has the unhealthy obsession with Mothra, I think is,
Yeah. It's a little unhealthy, but
it's okay.
And I gotta say, for the audience out there, and not only did Horror Holocaust get me to enjoy talking about Godzilla in a broadcasting my thoughts out into the atmosphere kind of way, but also you guys played a lot of music on the show, which is something that's actually what inspired me to start doing the Kaijucast, is to play music and really share some of the awesome music, because a lot of times I think soundtracks get downplayed in a sense, and you don't really get a good feel for the broad themes maybe, but like some of the smaller stuff that you hear like in the background and I don't even know where I'm going with that, but just really helped me appreciate soundtracks, and that made me go, well, that's one aspect of the fandom that I had never really pursued, and so that's when I started checking out soundtracks, and really decided to base the show around that.
And it becomes an obsession, don't you think? I mean, just film soundtracks in general, I love, and I know a lot of people don't really quite get it or don't have the passion for it, but I I think once you get hooked into soundtracks, you just can't stop.
Yeah, I personally, like, I'm not a music theory student at all, but the soundtracks have been a real treat to learn about the different composers. I like finding the weird stuff, the stuff like the weird, I think it's the Weird Bukimisha Society, the guys that do a cappella Godzilla music, and the people like Kunio Miyauchi, who did the soundtrack for Godzilla's Revenge, which some people find super annoying, and Riichiro Manabe, and Ifukube is great, as we know, but, well, I'm sure we'll see a lot more from Jeff in the future, because, well, we're definitely going to some of the shows together, Emerald City Comic Con, and
that's right, yeah.
Monsterpalooza for sure.
Monsterpalooza, yeah, so you're going to be seeing a lot more of me.
Sweet.
To get used to it.
All right. Jamata.